is now time for us to congratulate Erling Haaland on scoring 100 Premier League goals in the fastest time that the Premier League has ever seen. What a terrific record that is to keep, Glenn. Do you think that'll ever be beaten?
I think it'll be very, very hard pushed. This is a young man in his pomp. I think the scary thing is that he's getting better and better. That is the worrying thing. This is a man that's just got to 100. This is a man that's only 25 and he's blasted 100 in quick time.
I mean, how'd you stop somebody? As a centre-half, how'd you stop somebody who is just relentless in their hunger to score goals like that?
Yeah, it's clearly very difficult. I think he plays for one of the best teams with some of the best creative players as well. So, you know, you pretty much, he doesn't often in games get that many touches, but he's allowed to trust that he's going to get opportunities. The balls are going to come. He's going to just keep making the runs, going to keep being between the goal, the posts. And yeah, the goals he scores as well are all different types. So that's what also makes it difficult because, there isn't really anything as a striker he can't do. And there's some centre-backs who've had a tough time.
That's an understatement, yeah. I would say. Well, let's compare his numbers to, the greatest that the Premier League has ever seen. Goal-scoring-wise, Alan Shearer, after 111 Premier League matches. That's all it took for Erling Haaland to get to his 100. Alan Shearer wasn't far away. It's a terrific record that he's had himself. But, Erling Haaland is young, he's hungry. And if he goes at the current rate he is now, Glenn, it will only take 291 games for him to reach 260 Premier League goal, a feat that took Alan Shearer 441. That's a bit of a difference, isn't it?
It's a huge difference, but it's also a big if. Is he going to hang around? Is he going to stay fit?
He's got 7 years left on his contract.
Yeah, but come on. Not many people say out their contracts. And he's going to have plenty of options, let's be honest. I'm sure it's something that he's got in his eye line. I'm sure it's something that he talks to his father about being the best ever in the Premier League. Arguably, now you could say that he's the best ever. But if you want to be regarded in that kind of vicinity, you've got to beat Alan Shearer's 260, but that's an awful long way away.
But let's have a look at the breakdown. Let's have a look at the breakdown of how he scores his goals. I mean, Rachel, it's quite evident where most of his goals come from, that magical left foot. But he's not shy about using other areas of his body. He's brilliant at penalty kicks as well. And the stat that just gets me the most is 8 hat-tricks already. I mean, that is quite a feat.
Yeah, I think that one is a standout. That's the sort of thing that some players hope they will just achieve that at some point in their career. I think the fact, probably the stat as well, 94 of those coming inside the box. And
yeah,
he's so clinical. He is clinical, and I think it's difficult to stop, and most come on the left foot, but the left foot ones, there's ones he strikes extremely hard, there's sort of been bicycle kicks, there's ones he just slots through, he's had the little dinks that we will get the chance to come on to and look at. And that's why as a defender, it's so difficult to try and limit him, because he's physically so elite as well, that you try and stop one thing, he's got another trick.
And very nearly 1 in 4 chances end up in a goal.
That there is the most impressive thing. Strikers go on hot streaks. They even have good seasons, but to outscore yourself to 100 goals is an incredible feat. Let's have a look at some of his goals.
Absolutely. As the striker then, Glenn, why don't you talk us through these?
I think, am I right in saying this was his second goal in the Premier League?
This was on his debut, yeah.
Yes,
against West Ham. He scored a penalty for his first goal, but this...
So what I will say, first and foremost, his supply line was pretty amazing.
You complain about your supply line, I get the feeling.
I'm not complaining at all, but what I will say is this run, I mean, these were the signs. Yeah. First day we ever seen him, these were the signs, and it literally has not stopped happening. Pace, power, timing, obviously the pass is exquisite, but when he gets there, just got that ruthless streak. And we see it over and over again. I mean, he's incredible, pulling off to the back stick here. This is a very, very different goal for him, but big, tall, physical. He has that athleticism to be able to change his body shape, still hit the target. That's the one thing that I like about him the most, hit the target. Look at this direct running. When he gets in his stride, so difficult to stay with, and then that cute finish at the end.
In your opinion, which part of his game sets him apart? Is there one part?
No, I think everything. I think he's running, kind of offsides, like the timing of his run to be able to so good at that at such a young age, his aerial dominance, his physicality, his power, everything about him.
Did you leave anything out there?
Well, I can't. I mean, well, if I've got to say a weakness, maybe his right foot, but that is it. And then we see kind of his aerial dominance. He's so big, so strong. When this ball arrives at him, powers above one of the most talked about defenders in the Premier League, and this one, I feel sorry for Brentford and Van der Berg, because he just bullies him all over. He can't handle the physicality and the power of Erling Haaland, and eventually just bulldoze his way through a defence.
I mean, and this one is the record breaker. I've asked you how you try and stop him as a defender, Rachel. Is it something defenders need help with? Is it a case of we need to double up on him?
I think if you play for Man City, you double up on him. There's endless players who then you potentially give a half yard to as well. This one, you know, it seems simple when you see it, but I think you could argue here. I think if we were to bring it back, this isn't the model way to defend cross balls. You know, ideally you want your centre back central. You can see here, one centre back. This one's now being asked questions. You've got a little runner in here. But at the same time, you've got Erling Haaland seeing all of this. He's in the perfect position. You can see where he's looking. He sees that. He knows that in this situation, he has the advantage. And then as the ball comes in, to be able to just sweep this in, that's a lovely goal.
From a standing start, the power he gets in that shot, that redirection is just superb. A man full of confidence, and I think we should appreciate him while he's in the Premier League.
And it's frightening, and you know, we all talk about his goal scoring exploits, but we found a quirky stat that he was offside against Fulham for the very first time this season, which got us looking into his stats, and quite incredibly, I want to show you his stats versus somebody a little bit closer to home. In 112 appearances for Manchester City, he's only been offside 19 times. And we wanted to compare that to you, Glenn, and we found quite a difference.
Wow, the theme of the weekend, throwing people under the bus, Leon. Do you know what? I'm quite happy with this now. I'd rather you showed this one than my goal scoring against his offsides. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like him. I think I'm safe to be able to blame my supply line on this one. I didn't have Kevin De Bruyne behind me, but no, honestly, 19 offsides is incredible. His first offside against Fulham is something that is beyond belief, and it's down to that time, that ability, that game management, that being able to read the game at such a young age. And like we say, 25, he's only going to get better and better.
Absolutely, and these are his records at the moment. He's the fastest player to score 3 Premier League hat-tricks, 8 appearances. I mean, that one blew me away. Most goals in a single Premier League season, 36 in 2022-23. Most goals in all comps by a Premier League player in a season, 52 in 22-23. First to win consecutive golden boots in first 2 Premier League seasons. Fastest to score 100 Premier League goals. I mean, we just talked about that. Fastest to reach 50 Champions League goals. 49 appearances. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to beat him. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Big thank you to Rachel Corsie and to Glenn Murray.